Now, I bet you didn't expect me to be uploading this deck today, but I have been absolutely enjoying it. As today we're playing with Misty's Gyarados, using that Splashing Panic attack, which requires you to discard the top 7 cards of your deck and do 70 damage for each Misty's Pokemon you discard. Now, you can tell by the Kingdra video I did recently, this kind of attack I love using. It's just so entertaining. But unlike the Kingdra, this one is definitely better. I found this list a little while ago hovering around, as it did well, I think in a City League or a gym battle in Japan, and was surprised when I took it onto the ladder how good it could actually be. And that's thanks to a new card that's come out in the Destin's Rivals set called Sacred Ash. Being a 2014 card reprinted up until now, it allows you to shuffle 5 from your discard pile into your deck, that particularly being Pokemon. Did I describe that in a way that Yoda would? Yes, but either way, it's a banging card for this deck. Not only that, this list has a bunch of recovery, as 3 Lana's aids, it has Super Rod, 4 Night Stretcher, it just goes absolutely crazy with Pokemon recovery, which is exactly what you want in this deck. So, how about we get in some games and enjoy the Gyarados' reign of terror. So this deck also plays a Psyduck with the Flustered Leap, where if it's on the bench, you can discard the bottom card of your deck and put it on top of your deck. It's a very weird interaction, but it allows you to get more out of the Gyarados, which I think is pretty cool for the archetype. But nonetheless, we are expected to take a lot of KOs, hence why this deck plays a lot of Hassels. But that's fine with me. They're going to Ultra get rid of a Water themselves and a Jamming Tower. I don't know what this is now. There's a Rotor. Oh, it's Terror Box. Okay, well, weirdly enough, we don't play Shaman. So, ooh, okay, getting punished right off the bat there for not playing a Shaman card. Maybe that should have been a thing. Oh, wait, no, that was an Eevee. Huh, how interesting. I think a lot of decks, like, here's the interesting thing. A lot of decks are playing Shaman, but is there like a counter thing to think about here, where if the decks that Shaman is dealing with is not being played anymore, do you play the Shaman? You know, that's an interesting question. I'm sure that's been asked many times before. But either way, we just get Magikarp, and Magikarp has a very useful ability again, in which it cannot be taken out by Dragapult, it cannot be bench sniped, so maybe I was worrying for no reason at all for the old Wellspring Ogerpon. The question is now, do I attach to the active Psyduck? Probably, because I anticipate a Sylveon play next turn. That's what I think is going to happen. So maybe it's just going to be another rerun of a turn. All right, I think I will attach it. I'll poke for 30. I mean, why not? But we could actually be bodied next turn if they do manage to pull off a Sylveon, because we don't have anything. Like, we can't play Hassel, they don't knock us out. And if we don't draw into a Pokemon we can bench, or at least a way to bench Pokemon, they could just hit the active and win. That's kind of Sylveon's, you know, ace up its sleeve, so to speak. It's just to kind of make you just stop working. That said, we have to shuffle into a new hand, so it gives me some sort of lease of life. Flareon, okay, that's really nice. Also, weakness, that's what I'm talking about. We're about to blow that Flareon into space, mate. Oh, out from this board into this space, whatever's going on here. And yes, it turns out that you can have this board state on any it literally is just here for the Team Rocket set. That's really cool. It's not a board state, or sorry, like a, what would I call this? A background? I'll say it for lack of a better term that I can come with right now, but it's something that's sticking regardless of what deck you're playing and not exclusively to the Rockets Pokemon. The sound effects, however, oh my god, am I already sick of them. They play way too many sound effects, man, on the Rockets Pokemon and cards. It's insane. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to blow some things up. The Psyduck does go down. That's okay. We have some draw here with Iono. I think we're kind of chilling. We just need to get a Gyarados out. And we've got a new bug, boys. Oh, no, it went away. Okay. There was a weird bug where the Psyduck had like an energy like in the middle of it. That was weird. Anyway, it's the Gyarados. Of course, that's what we get right out the bat. I think I'm going to go for a Pokégear here. And do I just get Lana? See, this is where you need to be kind of not smart. Smart's not the wrong term, but you just need to be thoughtful into how you want to play this, because I think Lana's aid's actually better here in just holding the hand, because as it stands, there's going to be no bench sniping. They're not going to take out both Gyarados and Magikarp this turn, so we can Lana's aid the Gyarados back once it goes down, and that's a 980 damage potential. Come on, take the knockout. There we go. Nice and easy. We did lose the Legacy Energy, though, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this already, you know? It's fine. There's a Cypher. Again, useful when you have a much more reliable board state, but here we're kind of chilling. I think I need to get a Sacred Ash, actually. I need to get some of these Pokemon back. I've got 3 Starmie and a a Psyduck in a discard pile. Also, this is a kind of deck very similar to a lot of discard decks, you know, from top of the deck, yada, 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 where the later the game goes, the stronger the deck actually becomes, so long as you can keep chaining attacks. As the game goes, you play your resources down and you're constantly bringing Pokemon back in the deck, meaning your odds of hitting Pokemon increase every single time, which is the really strong thing about this deck, in my opinion. And also the Magikarp's submerged ability. I think that's absolutely fire here to make it work. Now, there is one problem. This deck can be very weak to hand disruption. So from what I'm learning, the biggest priority in playing this deck is just making sure you have things ready to go the turn afterwards, because you can't just get hand disrupted into nothing and then you just lose that way. So that's what I'm learning is the Achilles heel to playing this deck, right? Also, there's not much gust, but it doesn't care. It just blows everything up. There's an Eevee. They have evolved, but uh-oh. While I was out here yapping away, I missed that they yapped. They evolved into a Noctowl before the Terror. Have we not all been there before? Let's just go into another game. Now, one thing I'm trying to figure out is if this deck wants to go first or second. I can't tell. There's no real indicator that this deck wants to go second, apart from the fact that you can play a supporter and hopefully get a bit more going, because you're not guaranteed to start the Magikarp and you could just like dead draw a lot of the time. But that said, going for... Oh, it's Typhlosion. We are the antithesis to that deck, by the way, so I'm having a great time here, as I'll also bench a Staryu. The reason for that is we can evolve into Starmie, and the Starmie does, I think, 120 if you evolve into it. And against a weakness, I mean, there's not a weakness going on, eh? Is that a Charmander? Right. We've heard of Dragapult with the Typhlosion, but I haven't heard of the Charizard. Interesting. Nonetheless, there's another Magikarp. This is it. This is beautiful top decking. I'm absolutely, like, enthralled by this. I think we're guaranteed a knockout here. Like, we're not going to not hit a Pokemon. I got a bit scared there, but we're fine. That's good. And we just keep on swinging now. Do you know what? This is what I like about the Gyarados deck. It's very quick pressure. It just wants to get swinging. It doesn't care about anything else. We did lose a Sacred Ash in that, though, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Either way, they're attached to a Pheasantipity here. And I forgot to mention, we got a research of the prizes, by the way. That is absolute top tier top decking. As they go for an Ethan's Adventure, you want to just get your board state with this. I think you get no Fire Energy. You just get 3 Cyndaquils or 2 Cynicals and a Quailava. Oh, no, it's free in any combination. Why did you get 2 cards there? Wait, what? That was a weird decision. Yeah, free in any combination of Ethan's Pokemon or basic Fire Energy. Why did you get only 2? So they have the worst pricing ever. Oh, they scoop. All right. Bro, we're just making people scoop with this Gyarados. This Gyarados is just constant non-stop. Okay, I'm going to go first again. I think going first is what you want. I don't know, because obviously there's the item lock with Badoo, so going seconds might be smarter to, like, get a few items off. But when you're starting hands like this, bro, it just doesn't matter. This deck is insane. Bro, when you're starting with it, literally, this deck is playing itself right now. Like, what? It seems like the perfect early ladder deck where you just constantly just churn through decks, right? It really gives off that vibe, you know. There's a Pokégear as well. This is just looking insane, man. There's a Charmander. And they need to get a bench Pokemon, otherwise I'm going to basically be a donk deck at this rate. Artisan, that is an absolute godsend. They themselves go for Brock Scouting, though, and I'm still feeling pretty good, man. There's a Dreepy. All right, sure thing. Thankfully, our Magikarps are safe from Dragapult's spread, so that's incredible. And my goal here when playing this deck, by the way, right now, is to just constantly get Magikarps and Gyaradoses out. I don't need to bench anything else. I don't want to bench anything else. Unless I want to hit the Psyduck and need to hit a certain number, I'm not benching anything. There's literally no reason to. So they are going to go into the Magikarp here. I mean, into the... I was looking at the Magikarp doing a little jump out of the water, you know? Or is that thing flying? Like, if you look at the artwork, there's no splashes in this. Do you know what? We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to think about it. Either way, it's another Magic... Bro, what is going on? What is this, bro? Hello? How am I getting so much gas? Just, like, raw. That's insanity. We'll get another one.
You're joking. Not another one?
Yes, another one. Oh, my lordy lord. Let's just get rid of this Badoo. See you later, mate. Bye-bye. That's a 140. A bit of a weaker one there, actually. But I'd rather that be on a Badoo than something else. I want to take the big knockouts further on down the line. There's a Lapras, which, by the way, is kind of our route to finding our Pokemon, because that swim together attack is really good, as ptcgl completely blocks it from sight. It just allows you to find free Misty's Pokemon. Now, of course, there's the Iono problem, your hand disruption and all that. So you got to be cautious when using that attack. But nonetheless, we're just going to keep on churning. We're going to keep causing some panic with our splashes. You know, when you go to a swimming pool with a friend and you splash water into their face constantly and they start going under a panic? Yeah, exactly like that. Fezandipity down and they stamp. Oh, that's a bit awkward. But apparently this deck can just operate on low hand sizes. There you go. The Pokégear is better than nothing, so I'll take it. Rods, not ideal, but that's also kind of fine. As they go for a Jacques now, they need to get some Dracloaks out, that's for sure. And we do need a better hand. We do need something because we know Dragapult, it can be sneaky. It's a little sneaky fella. We don't like sneaky fellas, so we got to be mindful of that. Nonetheless, I don't think I actually try and play a Rod here. It would be common sense to do it, right? Like you Pokégear, then Rods to increase the odds of the Splashing Panic, but I'd rather Rod like my Gyarados is back if I had the option and didn't need to go crazy. Oh, actually, that's a bit of an issue. That Genesect as well will turn off our Legacy Energy, which would be an absolute pain as well. But they haven't thrown at all at it, so they've done a few things here and there. That's a hassle. I don't want a hassle. I want something else. Just give me the research, baby. This deck just finds a way. I'm telling you, man. All right, let's get these bad boys back then. I'm going to play the Rod because I'm going to discard my old hand. Do I Artisan here? Let me actually just check, because I could Artisan into something like a Staryu, you know, just to extra thin. It does feel a little bad, though. Actually, no, I'll go into Psyduck, because I can throw the Psyduck back on top. Okay, that's what we do. We'll get a Psyduck down, and we'll research now. Just for the extra thinning, we need the... There's a Legacy, baby! And I'm going to throw that Psyduck right back on top. Let's evolve you first. Flustered Leap, and put that Psyduck on top of the deck. I just got rid of a Gyarados, but it's fine, because I've got Night Stretch. What is this? I've got 4 Gyarados in play. This is just insanity. Come on, get a knockout. Whoa! What? Hello? I discarded all 4 Sacred Ashes. That's alarm bells. Red alarm bells are ringing. 4 Sacred Ashes. You have to be... Look at this. 1, 2, my game's lagging. 3... 4. Oh, that is so bad. That is really, really bad. But we're going to keep on going. Man, I'm sure that has to be, like, taken into account for this build, right? Oh, what are the odds of that, man? What are the odds of that? I don't feel so good. I don't feel good at all. But what can you do? That was disgusting. All right, so we need to really make use of our rods then, because I just looking at my discard pile absolutely infuriates me. I've seen 4 of these things. Oh, man. All right, a bit scary, mind you. I think was absolutely cooking up until this point, but we've somehow been thrust into a difficult position here. But we'll keep trying. As long as we could just get a 2-prize knockout and then just take out some other stuff, other small Pokemon, that would be fine. But that Sacred Ash does scare me, because this deck doesn't actually play a very heavy Pokemon line. It just plays a lot of Pokemon recovery. We do still have 2 Rods left, so I can get some Pokemon back. And we've only lost 2 Pokemon as well. So it's not the be-all and end-all. Also, they don't take a prize card here, so we have even more time. Also, we have Hassel. Good thing about that is we can choose what we want out of the cards instead of just drawing into them. There's an energy. That's nice. So I'll go for Hassel here. And I do want a Rods. Yeah, we want a Rods. We want an energy. And I think it probably makes sense actually to get Ciphermaniac. Or maybe it's better to get the Psyduck so we just have more Pokemon. Yeah, I think it's actually better to get the Psyduck. Yeah. And then throw that on top of the deck. First off, we'll Rod, and we'll Rod back. I think the Psyducks make the most sense, don't they? And we'll get the Gyarados line back as well. Then we go for a Flustered Leap and see... Yeah, okay, that's actually good. We didn't want to discard a Pokemon there. Please, we've lost all Sacred Ash. Let me get a 1-in knockout! Oh, it's only a 140. Bro, the Sacred Ash would have done so much for us, but we lost it. It's fine, okay? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not on copium. You are. They still need to take 6 prize cards, okay? They still need to take all 6. So with my cope, something's going to work out for us here, all right? It eventually, inevitably will. That said, they're probably going to You're not retreating? Are you insane, my guy? Excuse me? What are you doing? All right, well, I want a Lana's Aid. Lana's Aid, I've only got 2 Lana's Aid left. Oh, this is kind of scary now that you think about it. All right, so I can guarantee a KO here, but this is... Oh my god, I lose. I think I just lose. I have like no Pokemon left. Okay, come on. What are the odds of you getting rid of literally all 4 Sacred Ash in one Splashing Panic attack? I mean, Come on. I've been literally scammed from the start of this game. That is insanity. Pure insanity. Let's just get rid of you and hope, I guess. That's what I'll do. I'll throw you down. Maybe I'm getting punished for that. We do still have a rod somewhere. No, it's gone now. It said bye-bye. Oh, man. We would have absolutely steamrolled through this deck, taking out Charizards and Pulse like it's nobody's business. We didn't just lose all 4. Oh, man, I've been on a serious stream of bad luck recently in the games, but you know what? We keep on pressing. Just as much as this deck likes to oppress. You know what I mean? Either way, we'll see if we can find a way. Maybe I can, like, get, you know, a Starmie hitting a 120 or something, you know, to get but I need to get a Staryu down, which means my Flash Panic's not going to do anything. Yeah, this is crazy. Who would have thought I would have run out of juice before my opponent even got to 4 prize cards? That's weird. As they go for a Phantom Dive. Yeah, I do think we lose here. Not this in this occasion, right? I know the last couple of videos, they've been at my own fault, but this one is not. This is not my own fault. This is genuinely, I think I've played well. That said, this deck doesn't really require much playing well. You just, like, get Gyarados out and, you know, cross your fingers. And, you know, 8 times out of 10, it's going to work out for you. But, you know, on the other 2 times, you get rid of all Sacred Ashes. I'm never going to let that go, am I? I'm never going to live it down. It's never going to happen. I'm never, ever going to accept that reality. All right, let's see what's going on in the deck, okay? We do... Oh, Lana's 8. Hello. Let's Heart on quickly, though, and have a look-see. So we have... Oh, that is 280 damage, mind you. We could still win? Nah, that is a scam. All right, hold on. Let's think here. I'm going to obviously hold that out. Don't get rid of that. And then we Lana's 8, right? But we get a Staryu out, an energy, so I can actually Starmie next turn for a 120. And take this out if they decide to attack with this Dragapult and not go with a different one. It's a bit of copium, mind you, but hey... I mean, have you seen my options? Also, I could have got that side. I couldn't discard power and use its ability to increase the odds because I actually had 5 Pokemon in the deck, meaning if I hit 5 Pokemon, I would have actually taken a 1-hit KO. But it's okay. I miss things sometimes. That happens. So I think I hold the energy because it could be either or that I use it with. But if we hit a 280 here, that could be massive. And we... Oh, that's a 210. That's still enough. That's still enough. Wait, that's still enough? Are you telling me even with the all Sacred Ash gone, we can still pull it out? No way. I mean, what they should do is they should recognize... Actually, I should have got double Staryu instead of a Gyarados, right? I think I only had the 1 Staryu, though, so maybe not. Maybe I should have got 1 Staryu down and then hoped to hit the 210, and then I would have had it. Yep, Turo, that's the smoking gun. At this point, I just don't think we win. Sadly, I think that's the reality here. The odds were not in our favor. We're going to have to concede there, as crazy as that game was. So this time around, I went into autopilot and chose to go second, which I don't think is correct. Also, we did start the Psyduck. So this is a bit more of an awkward start, actually. So let's see how we go with a bit more of an awkward situation. There's a Monkey Dory coming in here. As they go for an Artisan, that's only going to help me, so thank you very much. And they do get a Torchic down. Oh, again, another Fire Pokemon. What's it with all the Fire Pokemon recently? Do you know what? Gyarados just seems really good to play on the ladder right now. There's loads of Fire decks everywhere. There's another Magikarp. We always just get Magikarp all the time. It never stops. It's Magikarp Town everywhere we go, baby. Artisan, is there anything you can get me? Go on, give me some loving. No, I think I'm going to hold out here. I could go for a Psyduck to thin out the... Actually, no, that does make sense, doesn't it? It actually makes sense to go for the Psyduck because I can still put that back into the deck if I need to, on top of the deck, sorry. And it increases the odds of my top decks. So I think that's actually correct here, but that's definitely a going first hand. I think this deck wants to go first most of the time, now that I think about it. But there's an Arven. Are they going to instantly get Blaziken out now? Oh, Secret Box. That could get them there, but I did see a TM Evo. Thank God I'm not playing Marnie's Grimmsnarl because they would have an instant Grimmsnarl out, and that's why it's my favorite stage 2 deck, by the way. But we're not here to talk about that. There's a Secret Box Areno. If they get rid of a Combustion Reversal. Oh, I need to throw Reversal in my... I have a Blaziken deck in the works, by the way. I need to throw a Reversal in it. That's a good idea. For the baby, because I think this is baby Blaziken. That would be my guess. I'm hoping it's the big Blaziken, so I can just take 2 prize KOs very easily. But if not, I'm not going to complain. I think we should be able to go through with this just fine. So long as we top deck some stuff and not get rid of all of our Sacred Ashes. That would be nice. Either way, there's a Vessel, an Iono, and a Rescue Board. So I think they are going to go for a TM Evo with Tatsugiri. But will they Iono? That's the question. I think they will, right? Oh, no, they played Arven, so they're not going to do it now. They will next turn, which is a good sign for us, because our hand is garbage. So it would be a good sign for us if they do that. So I'm happy with that. As they do go for the TM Evo into... They have triple combustion? Tell me your deck wants the TM Evo without telling me your deck wants the TM Evo. Am I right, boys? Wow, look at you. These claws going to slash me in my face. All right, that's not good, but we'll evolve here. And can I just get another Psyduck down? I'm more than happy to do that, bro. More than happy to. Let me throw you down. I'll put you all back on top of the deck when the time comes, all right? We'll just end turn here. And the good thing is, if they're playing Baby Blaziken, they're not getting off any bench damage anytime soon. So that's fine with me. As they attach a fire to the Monkidori, yeah, they're going to go for a Cleffa. They're smart. They're not... Okay, no, they're not smart. That was wrong. Don't do that. Retreat, Cleffa. Do not Iono, because you can see I'm struggling. So, I don't know. See, now we have a game going. So, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Well, that said, I do need to retreat the Psyduck. So, it's not all that, although I can sprinkling water for 30 to knock out the Cleffa. That's funny as hell, bro. That's hilarious. And looking at how I drew the cards off of that Iono, I don't know if it draws in order, but I believe, yeah, I would have got boss, and then I would have had nothing to do either. Yeah, that Iono place, you know, unfortunately for them, was just not the right move. But I will attach here. There is now the chance that they could actually go for a reversal Baby Blaziken KO. So it is actually optimal here for me to Flustering Leap these two Psyduck away as I just get rid of another one. Fine, but that's why we have Rod. That's why we have Sacred Ash, that we're not going to get rid of all of them in this game. That's fine. We're just going to get them out the way nice and easily, okay? And we'll go for a Sprinkle Water for a knockout. You never thought I'd say that in today's video, but here we are. As we get a Hassel, another great card to get once they get their KOs in. But it's what I like about the Gyarados. Their Blaziken's just... Granted, they can do like 120 again, so they can hit 2 Blazikens off to take out 2 prize cards, but you're losing 2 prize cards in the process. So whether that's optimal or not is different. And you need to be able to chain it as well, which is very difficult when you have a free energy attacking Pokemon in order to do the bench damage that you want. So I think we are still pretty good here. I say Iono us. Oh, man. Well, I'm just going to draw into 2 Psyduck. I didn't see that coming, but sure thing. There's an energy. That's all we needed. Academy at Night as well. That feels pretty solid as they get a Blaziken EX. You need to start attacking, right? Oh, no, you're going to Petra on me? That's actually kind of cheeky. Yeah, I see it, bro. I see it. Granted, is that still not a KO? And I could just heal off the damage completely? I'm correct there, right? Because you're hitting 60 as it stands, unless you get a Perilous Jungle. Or is it 70? Or am I... No, it's 60, isn't it? Oh, but then you're doing the damage, so it equates to 70. Yeah, okay, they get the KO, that's fine. Just a bunch of babies taking KO for the time being. But now it's time for the big boys. It's Gyarados, baby. Let's come. Up you come. And I also would like to get another Psyduck down. Not Psyduck, sorry. Another... do I Poffin it? No. Well, yeah, actually, no, it's probably better to play the Poffin out. No. Okay, we have prize... That's okay. That's not a big deal. Sacred Ash, not really needed right now. No, not even slightly. I can Academy, though. So maybe I Academy the Psyduck on top. Or I go for an Iono to try and... Nah, it's better to Iono next turn, isn't it? Into more energy? What is the best sequencing here? Actually, no, it's better to Iono to energy before attacking, because if I attack and lose energy in that way, it could be a problem. That said, there's a lot of energy recovery in this deck, so it should be fine. All right, let's just do this, and let's just get an easy guarantee, and we'll save the Iono for next turn, assuming that's the optimal move. I don't know. Let's just do this. We're Splashing Panic, and that's 2 Hassel gone. 1 Sacred Ash, but that's still okay. With the weakness, we are still just kind of chilling. Another Rod, that's cool, so I can get some more stuff back. I feel like this deck wants 4 Rod more than anything. It really does feel like that. But we are still kind of chilling. There's an Artisan. Again, just check out my discard pile. Lapras is in there. Lapras doesn't need to be done now. It just needs to go into the deck as they do Artisan. Now, the correct move for them here actually is to probably go for Monkidori. If you can get a Mind Bend off, you can confuse me and cause some problems because I don't have that pivot. I don't have a way to avoid the confusion in this deck. So attacking with Monkidori is definitely a good shout, I think. And if you're playing this deck and you come up against that a lot, then you can just add a couple switches or something, you know? Okay, Iono coming in anyway, and we'll see if that... See, that's fine. That's absolutely okay. We have the energy. I can Pokégear maybe for something other than Lana's Age, so I can have better odds of just getting the Sacred Ash off. That said, they're attacking with Blaziken, right? We only actually need to get rid of 3 Pokemon to 1-hit KO it, so it's not like we need absolute maximum potential here. And we can actually... Wait, Lana's Aid can guarantee that. Hold on. I didn't even think about this. You could Lana's Aid 3 Psyduck back and just put them on top of you. You can literally guarantee with Lana's Aid 210 every turn. That's insane. I didn't even think about that. That's outrageous. But we're not going to because we've got Sacred Ash. All right, let's do this then. So I'm going to Sacred Ash actually because I have Artisan here. And I will get back you, and we can just get back all the Psyduck, right? Well, actually, no, what I do is I keep these 2 and then get back you And you? Because I want to Lana's aid these back into my hand. That's what I want to do. And I think that's probably correct. Yeah, actually, that does seem more right. Granted, it doesn't make the guarantee KO, but I'm pretty confident we should be fine here. Again, we only need to hit 3, and that isn't unheard of for this deck. So I think we're kind of chilling. Let me Artisan and see if I want to get anything else. I could get a Psyduck and just guarantee. Okay, at least I guarantee the one. That really increases the odds, to be fair. So I will do that. Discarded from the bottom doesn't change anything. So if it's a Pokemon, it's fine. That's good. And I think I'm pretty confident we should hit the number. We didn't. So you're telling me I should have just Lana's. But yeah, sure thing. All right, if you get the option to Lana's aid free Psyducks, Lana's aid free Psyducks, okay? It just saves a lot of hassle, but here we are. Okay, they're also going to be able to Monkey Dory me here, which is a problem, because they can actually work towards the baby Blaziken attack. Man, I was so confident, bro. I was so confident that I would have been able to pop off with the triple there, but it just ain't happening. We're free Sacred Ash down. Apparently, my deck just doesn't like Sacred Ash. It just wants to get rid of it all the time. We are 3 of them down, which is unfortunate, but as long as we just keep Gyarados in and recovering, I think we're okay. There's a research as they get rid of a Shaman and a Monkey themselves, and they do get the Baby Blaze. Oh, I don't need to try and hit this. It ain't gonna work. Come on, you can read, but you can Monkey Dory. Wait, can you Monkey Dory it? You can't, right? You can. All right. No, I'm getting a bit worried now. I can't lie. I think I got a bit greedy. I think I should have just gone for the 1-hit KO. You know, it's a lot easier for me to carry out the win now, but now they're not going to bring this Blaziken up. They're not going to bring it back. Yeah, I've misplayed really badly here, I think. That's not good. But hey, it is what it is. I do need to get double Magikarp down. Yeah, we're in a really bad spot. Wait, this isn't good. This is dangerous. I have to KO this Blaziken because they could keep Monkey Dorying all of my Magikarp. And no matter what, they could just get a free KO every turn because this has just got damage on the bench. Yeah, okay. I did not actually correctly anticipate the requirement there to 100% guarantee things. I think I might have to start working on some Starmies. All right, let's get a Magikarp down, finally get a free KO from it. But if I need to get Starmies out and start having a pseudo attacker in here, I've got to do it. So let's go for a Staryu, and we'll throw that. This is probably going down next turn. I could probably get one more Gyarados here, and then I go to Staryu. That seems to be right. Let's Iono. Let's try and even the playing field a little bit now, as I will likely be taking out this Gyarados. Let's go for the Psyduck just to give us a better chance here, because we don't want to ruin that. I keep getting rid of Pokégear. That's really weird. Let me watch. This is going to be all Pokemon now, isn't it? Oh, very close. Jesus Christ. 700 damage. Oh, if only it was on that one. That would have been nice. But no. Mr. For the Win over here still manages to misplay a deck that basically plays itself. Let's not talk about it. All right. Tatsugiri coming into the active. They do need to attack with something here, right? So I guess you attack with Petulance. Keep it single prize. But if you do that, I think it's actually correct for me to go for an Abrupt Flash to at least, you know, come in and keep Gyarados for further on down the line, where if they do have to come up with the 2 prize, I can try and go for the big KO. Yeah, this is the downside of this deck, not really playing any Gust. Like, I get it, because if you put like 1 Gust in your deck, the odds of you actually using that every game is super slim, because you're probably just going to discard it most of the time. So I get that. Maybe a Bonnet. A Brilliant Bonnet would kind of go hard, now that I think about it, because granted, it's a Pokemon that won't contribute to the Splashing Panic, but if you were to create a space for, I don't know, a Countercatcher or something, or a boss, that doesn't, it's basically equivalent of that. So you get a Bonnet, you discard a lot, you recover a lot, you get to use Bonnet every time. A Bonnet in this deck would be kind of cracked. Yeah, thinking about that. That is so true. Huh. Right, so they're going to come up with the Petulance. We want to make sure we have Gyarados ready. I don't think I can bench. I think I probably shouldn't have benched that Magikarp now that I think about it. Yeah, in hindsight, because of the prize trade. Oh yeah, because they could just. Oh yeah, they just win. I shouldn't have benched that Magikarp. I think they just won. Yeah, because they just Blaziken for game. Yeah, they won. All right, that was on me. For once, it was on me. I misplayed there. Blood said for once, like he doesn't do it every video. All right, that is a concession. Like if I come up and take out with Starmie, they could just knock me out with this. If I come out with this, they could still knock me out with this. I don't have Gust. I've got to take 3 prize cards. We lost, sadly, because I played incorrectly there and whiffed a critical KO. So what a strange set again. I don't think it gives this deck its real sense of service. I mean, you saw at the start, it was just absolutely popping off. And then even in the Dragapult Charizard, that was our win, hands down, if we didn't get rid of the Ashes, right? And in this one, I would say this was also a win if I took the KO and Blaziken early on. So I guess we could technically say they're wins, and they're just down to one situation being luck and another situation being my misplays, which I think is a much more fair representation of how this deck performs. So we'll leave it there. Thanks for the support as always. Do become a member if you want to support me. It helps out so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.